Ever since a little boy, I've dreamt of food forests. I was raised by a school teacher. She was vegan before it was a thing, right into growing her own organic vegetables and kai at home. Kai is food in New Zealand, and many other meanings. And being raised around that, my nana, she sowed the seeds in me to want to garden and nurture nature and nurture ourselves. I always dreamt of it through my teens, like walapini greenhouses and orchard-style food forests. And then life kind of happened, children happened, and I lost the passion for a few years. It was always in me, but just so busy and caught up with life. And then I realized to myself, well, there's no better time than now to start doing this. I'm a solo father of 2 little girls, and I thought to myself, with the state the world's in, I need to do something to leave the world a better place when I leave the planet. So I started collecting up rare fruit plants and fruiting plants and all these exotic things, so we had diversity. I started planting them and then realized there was something missing, that they weren't growing in our giant sand dune soils. And I thought to myself, well, how do I go about this? I was applying permaculture principles, it wasn't really working. And then I found syntropic agroforestry. There's many different terms for it, but basically the process of replicating nature. I fell in love with that and thought, wow, like we can regenerate all these barren areas where it's just dirt and there's no soil, little to no topsoil. And I was like, oh, I love this, I want to do this. I'll put it into practice in my own land, which is a giant sand dune with very little nutrients. And I'll do that, and that will provide food for my daughters and my family. So that was a big driving factor. But the real thing that drives me is wanting to learn as much as possible so I can share this beautiful growing technique with the world, support ecology and environments to thrive. My dream would be to travel overseas to impoverished areas and teach them agroforestry and how to grow nature in abundance and grow their soils and pass that on to them to make the world a better place. That's really my driving factor. And my daughters, knowing that when I leave the planet, my daughters and their children and my grandchildren have this all around them, nature all around them, and food and forestry, and wanting to pass that on to other people and sow the seeds and hopefully inspire other people. It's been a big driving factor for me, but the biggest factor for me is I just really enjoy this. There's no better work than working with plants and nature. It's so fulfilling, nurturing something and watching it grow, knowing that you're doing something that when you pass away is still going to thrive and flourish.